it, but I must instead use only those materials which come from his natural world. So water, which is part of the ink, and the kind of galls which you see here, which are from a gall wasp that stings plants and makes the natural material which is the basis of the ink. That, together with glue, which comes from the sap of the plants and helps to glue together the pigment so it will not wash away. And in addition to that, of course, the glues which are sometimes used for the putting together of the parchment pieces. Each of the parchment pieces, of course, are the skins of what we call in Hebrew kosher animals. That is, animals which the Bible says we're allowed to eat, such as a goat or a lamb, a cow, a young bull, or an ox. And in this particular case, the Torah which is in front of me, this very large and beautiful Torah, is written on the hide of an ox. It has been loaned for this program from the Hollis Hills Jewish Center, and it is a 300-year-old Torah that was written originally in Poland and was rescued from the Holocaust, from the Nazis, and brought to London, and from London to the United States. Because of the fact that it has broken letters on it, I have to repair the Torah with that special ink that I was talking about, with a 2,000-year-old recipe. And on this, when I get to the particular place, I have to look in a book, because I must not even do one letter from memory. And from this book I can see that I am, and I have to sound it out, Vayikra et Shemo Noach. And this is, of course, that God is speaking to Noah. And here we have a broken letter. It is the broken letter Taf, the last letter of the Hebrew word et, and the second word here. Using this special ink and using the quill, I fill it in, and I have to sound out the letters. Aleph, Taf, Sofer. And the Taf is now being written for the completion of this particular part. Vayikra Vav, Kuf, Reish, Aleph, Sofer. I'm going to be taking this particular Torah back with me to England, and over a number of months I will be repairing the broken letters which are throughout this Torah. So once everything has been repaired, it can be used again for congregational worship. Until such time as that is done, even if there's only one broken letter in the Torah scroll, it may not be used for congregational prayer. The reason for it is, of course, that these are the 5 books of Moses: the book of Genesis, the book of Exodus, of Leviticus, of Numbers, and of Deuteronomy, which were given by God on Mount Sinai to Moses and have been passed on to us. So these are the restrictions which I'm under as a scribe in the working of this work. If I find, for instance, that there is some dirt on the parchment, or there is a letter which has to be scraped off, I scrape it with glass or with flint. And these particular kinds of materials are because normal metal, which is used for knives, is a metal which is used for hurting people, for making weapons, and for killing people. And therefore, that's not the material to use when approaching and working with the Holy Scroll of the Torah. Now, I also have, because some people I know are interested in how one starts to write a Torah from the beginning, these quills which show you that one is from a left hand and one is from a right hand, and they bend in that particular direction. So if I'm a left-handed scribe, I'm obviously going to use one which is bending in that direction, and a right-handed one bending in my direction. If I pick up a left-handed one by mistake, it's going to be very difficult for us to bend over and get in my eye. So what we normally do is we shorten it and take the feathers off like this, and then there's no problem in the use of it, even if I pick up the scroll of the feather, which is for the different hand. In the writing of a new Torah, as I said, with the old Torah, I have to look at every letter, and I have to look in this particular book, which tells me exactly what it has been for centuries. and I read the whole sentence, or the first letters I'm getting to the writing,